So I wanted to make a video about forgiveness. My background story is that I grew up with mental sick parents, and they were deaf, my parents. It was abusive environment. I many times took the adult role instead of being a child. At a age, I was supposed to be placed as a foster family, but my grandparents stepped in, and then I lived with them during the weekends. But it wasn't always enough, and everybody did the best as they could from their awareness and from everything they had. You can only love others as much as you love yourself. But yes, they created also a few challenges for me, an reflection of myself and how I saw the world, and there were a few victim stories in that as well. And yeah, I turned it around. And the art of forgiving someone can be very powerful and creates a lot of freedom, and you can create something new for yourself from that old space. I also want to add that my parents have passed away. I lost my dad when I was 18, my mom when I was 26, I think. And you can still forgive someone, even if they're not physically in your life. There are loads of other ways how you can do to forgive someone or forgive yourself. So with that said and chat, I'm gonna go through with you how you can forgive someone, including yourself. Why do we need to forgive someone? It's a good way to create more freedom for you. You don't necessarily need to do it for the other person, but most important for yourself, to create that freedom for yourself. It's something that you still hold on to, so it's still something that prison you in some way, as it still is a weight you're carrying forward to the present moment and to your future, until you make a conscious decision that I'm ready and I'm ready to let this go. So now we have come to the conclusion that actually it's a good thing to do for me. And then it will be ripples, like, of the water. So you will see the benefits of doing that outside of yourself too. So first, you maybe want to create a more quiet space. A space where you can feel in peace and safe, where no one or nothing can disturb you. And when you have done that, you can first start to maybe reflect. And also for this part, it can be good to have a pen and paper. If there's something that you want to write down, you maybe just want to reflect in your mind as well, but writing is a very powerful tool, and I will come back to this later. So firstly, to reflect on the situation and the person, and creating a space where you also take in the other person's perspective, and realizing that they have their own perspective of this and come from another situation than you do. They have had another life than you, that have different people around them, that have different experience than you, that influence them to the way they were. And maybe if you had exactly the same things of experience and life and influences around you as them, it's most likely that you would act and react in the same way just as they're doing. So try to empathize with them. How was it for them? How must it have been for them when they came to that point, whatever it was. Also maybe ask yourself, have you yourself made any mistakes before? That can also create this compassion for the other person. Also remember in this that many times when people react or maybe say things that they didn't mean to, or just reacting. It comes from our unconscious place, and it comes from our survival mode. So they are not really conscious, and maybe weren't conscious in the moment. If you're just acting out, and that can also be a way how to empathize with them. That they really did the best they could in the situation, and they were most likely unconscious in that moment where it maybe heated up. And then start to have compassion for yourself. So when you reflect on the other, it's your turn to reflect and have compassion for yourself. Create this safe and loving and accepting space for yourself. So without any judgment or place of a critical voice, no shame, no blame, yes, accepting space. Have that empathy then for yourself. You did what you could in that moment in the best way you could. And also realizing that the event that happened maybe happened for 20 minutes, an hour, I don't know, but you are holding on to the emotions and thoughts. That itself is more abusive to yourself than maybe actually the event itself. So how can you create this situation to become more empowering for you? And what thoughts can you choose to be more empowered by it? Is there a perspective that you can choose that this is actually helped me to become the person I am today? Or I can use this story to inspire and help others. Or this event helped me to get the insights and experiences and form me to the person I am today. So that can also be a great question to ask yourself. And then when that have arisen for you, the answers for you, you can ask yourself, what is the consequences if I'm choosing to not forgive this situation or person, myself, the other? What is the consequences from that? What will happen if I don't? And then if I choose to let this go, if I choose to drop this, what would the different result be? You maybe would feel more liberated. You maybe would experience more freedom. You maybe would create a space of connection rather than separation. So let those answers unfold for you. And then, like I mentioned, it's a great way to write a letter. And this can be a letter for yourself if you feel like there's something that you want to forgive yourself for. This can be to the other person. No matter what, you can create this space on a piece of paper. So you take a pen and paper and just let it out, whatever you felt and said or experienced that you wished you maybe said, or no matter what it is, just let it out. And without any judgments, just let yourself take and have that space where your voice is being heard and where your voice is being seen by you through your words. Another option that you also can do is to talk with someone. You're talking with someone that you feel safe with, where you feel that this person really gets me or wouldn't judge me. That is a good person to talk with. Maybe a friend, maybe a coach, a therapist. But yes, another way can be as well to record yourself. That can be a very interesting way. You can film yourself or you can record your voice, and that can be another option how you can let it out, but then you can also listen to your own words and empathize in a more objective perspective when you look into that person. And a last one is that you can let it through out from you by being creative. So you can sing, you can take a pillow and scream, you can paint. So you have like colors, watercolors, and you're just allowing yourself, I'm letting this paint move through me so I can release this. And then you're just letting go. Maybe you could dance, so you're just letting it out and move around. Yeah, you can be creative, maybe find other ways. So yes, this is some ways how you can forgive yourself, forgive someone else, forgive a situation. Just by creating this space for reflection and for empathizing you or the other, and just creating a space of being heard and seen, that is powerful itself. So yes, I encourage you to do this. If you come so far and listen to this and you feel like, yes, there's a pull within you to this situation, go for it. Go for it and create more space, because when you're letting go of something old, you're also creating a space for something new to come into you, and you're raising up your vibration and you will feel more empowered. You are the creator of your life. And when you're realizing how much power you actually have in your life, in your story, you're gonna grow so much just by realizing that. And the more of these small steps you're doing for yourself, the more you're gonna raise up your level of your potential of this life. So with that said, thank you for listening so far. You are a brave human being, and I'm proud of you for everything you've done so far. You deserve so much love. So much love. You don't even realize how much love you deserve. You don't even realize your potential. You don't even realize how amazing you are. Whew. With that said, I'm gonna end this. Sending you love.